Prosperity is not a mystery. It is a law. It is not reserved for the few, the lucky, or the connected. It is not earned by anxiety or secured by strategy. It is not delayed by external forces. It is governed entirely, completely, unshakably by divine law. And I say to you now with the full authority of truth, if you ignore that law, you forfeit the wealth already assigned to your name. You may work harder than others, strive longer than others, cry more deeply than others, and still remain stuck in cycles of lack if you have not aligned with spiritual order. Because the universe does not respond to effort. It responds to vibration governed by law. Most people pray for money while disobeying every law that creates it. They beg for overflow while repeating the rhythm of fear. They chase opportunities while leaking spiritual authority with every complaint, every worry, every contradiction they speak. They are faithful to struggle and foreign to truth, and that is why they remain bound. But you, if you are hearing my voice, you are being called out of that pattern. You are being summoned into divine prosperity. Not the counterfeit kind the world celebrates, built on ego and fear and exhaustion, but the kind that flows, multiplies, circulates, and endures, the kind that aligns with heaven's blueprint, the kind that cannot be taken because it is spoken into being by spiritual law. There are 7 divine laws of prosperity, 7 frequencies, 7 spiritual codes, and though they are simple, they are ignored by 99% of humanity. But the moment you obey them, not once, not in emergency, but rhythmically, your world will change, not because you earned it, but because law was obeyed. The vault of your life will swing open, the channels of divine supply will rush in, not by chance, by covenant. You are not waiting for luck. You are waiting to align. And these 7 laws are the combination that unlocks everything. Prosperity does not come because you desire it. It does not appear because you need it. It comes because you are aligned with the law that governs it. There is divine order behind every visible manifestation of wealth. And that order is not emotional. It is not personal. It is not based on worthiness or effort. It is spiritual, precise, and vibrational. You are not rewarded for how much you want something. You are rewarded for how faithfully you agree with law. This is where the masses fail. They believe wealth is earned by human grind or denied by cosmic unfairness. They do not know the kingdom principle that undergirds all provision. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Matthew 6:33. That scripture is not metaphor. It is method. Seek ye first the kingdom means seek first divine alignment. Seek first the rhythm of spiritual obedience. And what are these things? Money, shelter, food, opportunity, overflow. They are not to be begged for. They are not to be chased. They are to be added. Added because law has been obeyed. You are not meant to work yourself into the ground. You are not meant to live in fear of what's next. You are not here to walk through life calculating how much you lack. You are here to command reality through vibrational authority. You are here to align so deeply with divine law that your life becomes proof of it. These 7 laws I will reveal to you are not tools you try. They are not tricks you apply. They are frequencies you must become. You cannot speak lack and walk in law. You cannot resent the rich and expect abundance. You cannot force your timeline and expect divine timing. These laws are not options. They are spiritual absolutes. And until you honor them, prosperity will evade you, not because it is cruel, but because it is coded into alignment. Imagine a locked vault. Your inheritance is inside. Every financial miracle, every business breakthrough, every unexpected opportunity. It is not locked because God is testing you. It is locked because the vault only opens when your vibration matches the divine sequence. That sequence is these 7 laws. When you speak them, obey them, and declare them in rhythm, the vault cannot stay shut. These laws are holy. They are exact. They are the keys that turn spiritual inheritance into visible reality. The 99% ignore them and remain in cycles of struggle. But the 1% live by them and walk in the flow of divine wealth. And now that you are hearing them, you are no longer part of the 99%. You are called to obey, to declare, to become. Let me show you how. We begin now with the first two laws that are not suggestions but spiritual mandates. These are not philosophies. They are not personal development advice. They are the root mechanisms through which spirit delivers substance into form. Break them, and you break your own flow. Obey them, and you open the floodgates of divine provision. Law number 1, the law of the spoken word. This is the first and final gate of all prosperity. You do not receive what you want. You receive what you speak repeatedly, rhythmically, with faith. The law does not respond to begging. It does not respond to hoping. It responds to word, spoken aloud, declared without apology, anchored in truth. Every sentence you speak either opens channels or blocks them. Your voice is the sculptor of your financial reality. If you say, "I'm always behind," then law must obey that vibration. If you say, "I never get ahead," the substance of your life must contract. But if you rise in the morning and declare, "My supply is unlimited and arrives now," then even in the presence of bills or delays or silence, you are planting seeds that must take form. You are instructing the universe with divine language. You are creating spiritual leverage that bends time and form to match the frequency of obedience. Your words are not empty. They are containers of power. Every declaration is a command to the invisible realm, and when spoken in rhythm, the invisible becomes visible. You cannot afford loose speech. You cannot afford to make jokes about being broke. You cannot afford to keep it real when real means staying bound. You must speak what you wish to see, not what you fear exists. That is the law. Law number 2, the law of divine right timing. You may be tempted to force manifestation, to rush results, to compare your path with another's. But let me tell you, forcing is fear disguised as control, and fear never creates. Fear aborts. You must understand, what is yours by divine right cannot be delayed, and it cannot be forced. It can only be received at the appointed hour. This law demands surrender without passivity. You are not lazy. You are aligned. You are not in neutral. You are in faithful preparation. Divine timing is not delay. It is orchestration. It is arrangement. It is protection. Spirit will not deliver your good into a consciousness that will mishandle it. Spirit will not release wealth into a system still loyal to struggle. And so when it seems late, it is only because you are being prepared to carry the weight of what is already yours. You declare, "What is mine arrives in perfect sequence." You declare, "There are no delays in divine mind." You declare, "I do not rush, I receive." Do not behave like a spiritual beggar in line. You are not waiting to be chosen. You are not knocking on a locked door. You are the honored guest at a table already prepared. And every time you obey divine timing, you move closer, not farther, from demonstration. Let me be clear. Delay is only created by contradiction. When you speak truth one day and fear the next, when you declare abundance in the morning and complain by lunch, you break rhythm. And rhythm is law's delivery mechanism. So obey the rhythm, speak consistently, wait without panic, declare without compromise. Because when these first two laws are kept, the next ones activate automatically. You cannot be denied what you speak in rhythm. You cannot miss what is yours by divine right. Now let us move deeper into the flow of obedience. Now let us move into the next two divine laws of prosperity. Two laws that determine how you handle resistance and what you do with fear. These laws are often misunderstood because they are quiet. They are internal. They do not always roar. But they are unbreakable, and when you ignore them, the energy of your life turns in against itself. When you honor them, you stop fighting shadows and start commanding form. Law number 3, the law of non-resistance. This law is simple. What you resist, you magnetize. What you bless, you dissolve. Most people do not lack money because they are lazy. They lack money because they are in resistance. They resent the bills. they hate the wealthy, they criticize the system. And all of that resistance tightens the channel. It hardens the flow. It traps the soul in a loop of spiritual friction. You must stop fighting what you want to release. You must stop complaining about what you secretly desire. You cannot receive what you resent. If you judge the rich, you cannot become one. If you curse the financial system, you cannot rise in it. You cannot criticize and command at the same time. Instead, bless. Say it with me. I bless the wealth of others and so increase my own. Say, I release all resentment and now I am free to receive. Say, I resist nothing. I rise above everything. This is not passivity. This is power. This is how you stop pouring energy into the very vibration that keeps you poor. Forgiveness is one of the highest forms of prosperity alignment. If you are holding a grudge against a parent, an ex, a friend, a system, you are tying your wealth to their frequency. Release them. Bless them. Let them go. Your money cannot arrive in a room filled with resentment. Your supply will not flow through a bitter tongue. Non-resistance is not weakness. It is trust. It is surrender to divine order. It is the open hand that receives. Law number 4, the law of substitution. This is one of the most ignored laws in spiritual teaching, and yet it is the gatekeeper of manifestation. It says, you cannot hold two thoughts at once. You must substitute the lie with truth, instantly and rhythmically, until the lie dissolves from lack of agreement. The moment a thought of fear enters, what if this doesn't work? You must not entertain it. You must replace it, not argue with it, not think around it. Replace it. Say, it is working now, whether seen or unseen. When the thought arises, I don't have enough, you substitute, my supply is infinite and always unfolding. This is not positive thinking. This is divine obedience. Your subconscious accepts whatever you feed it, truth or lie, fear or faith. If you do not substitute the old rhythm, it will continue playing in the background, shaping your life without your consent. Speak over yourself constantly. Replace every internal whisper of lack with a shouted declaration of abundance. If the lie is aggressive, then your truth must be louder. Repeat until it becomes natural. Repeat until your mind forgets the old voice. Substitution is how you clear the channel. It is how you evict old beliefs. It is how you tell the law, this is the frequency I now live in. Build from here. Most people let the lie linger. You will not. You are not most people. You are the 1% who obey the law. And because you obey, your prosperity becomes inevitable. Now, let us move into reprogramming, the inner recalibration that makes this permanent. If your mind is not trained, your mouth will betray you. If your vibration is not fortified, your fear will override your faith. And this is where most people collapse, not in knowledge, but in rhythm. They declare the truth once and expect a miracle. They feel excited for a day, only to fall into old patterns when appearances contradict their declarations. But I tell you, spiritual law does not obey emotion. It obeys consistency. The subconscious mind is not moved by intensity. It is reprogrammed by repetition. Now we reveal two laws that govern the inner world, the seat of manifestation, the hidden vault of your financial reality. Law number 5, the law of vibration. Everything you say, everything you think, everything you feel emits a vibration, and that vibration becomes the magnet of your experiences. When you speak lack, you feel lack. When you feel lack, you draw more lack. This is not punishment, it is physics. It is the architecture of spiritual law, but this law is also your liberation. Because just as vibration creates lack, it can create overflow. When you install new words, when you repeat them with rhythm, when you feel them in your body as truth, you shift your entire energetic signature, and the law must obey the shift. Say this, I feel rich now, not someday. Now say, I vibrate in harmony with divine increase. Say it until your chest opens. Say it until your body believes. Say it until your world has no choice but to mirror the vibration. You must train your nervous system to feel wealthy before the outer proves it. This is not delusion. This is design. This is the process of vibration creating form. This is how heaven becomes earth. Law number 6, the law of expectation. Many ask, few expect, many affirm, few assume, and this is why they walk in delay. The universe does not respond to longing, it responds to expectation. What you expect, you prepare for. What you prepare for, you magnetize. You do not say, I hope this works. You say, I expect supply today. You do not say, I'll believe it when I see it. You say, because I believe it, I must see it. Expectation is not passive. It is the quiet power that opens the door. You must wake each day and say, today, divine substance rushes to meet me. You must walk into rooms expecting favor. You must open emails expecting miracles. You must speak contracts, opportunities, and overflow into existence, not as wish, but as law. Imagine expectation like a spiritual doorknob. The supply is already there, waiting, but the door will not open with hope. It opens when your vibration matches the energy of already done. Expectation is the signal that says, I am ready, I am aligned, I am in agreement. If you expect delay, you prolong it. If you expect opposition, you multiply it. If you expect divine timing, open doors, and unexpected wealth, then the law begins rearranging reality to match your vibration. This is not arrogance. This is obedience to law. So I ask you, what have you been expecting? What rhythm have you repeated, consciously or unconsciously? If you do not change your expectation, you cannot change your experience. But the moment you expect divine increase and expect it daily, your life must match that rhythm. You are no longer hoping. You are no longer guessing. You are expecting. And because you expect with law, you cannot be denied. It is not enough to hear the laws. It is not enough to agree. You must obey. You must commit. You must declare. Because until your mouth becomes the vessel of law, your life will remain governed by chance, delay, and contradiction. You are not called to be a student of prosperity. You are called to be a demonstration of it. So I now reveal the final of the 7 divine laws, the one that seals the others, the one that proves your obedience. Law number 7, the law of return. Whatever you send out returns multiplied. Every word, every emotion, every seed, every offering, every act of generosity, every thought of resentment, every tithe spoken in faith, every complaint released in bitterness. The universe is not neutral, it is responsive, it does not keep score, it multiplies signal, and when you send out with rhythm, you receive with rhythm. You must understand, money does not circulate because you beg it to, it circulates because you activate it. If you hoard out of fear, the law contracts. If you give with joy, the law expands. When you assign your money a mission, when you give in alignment with spirit, when you tithe with expectation, when you bless others with a spoken declaration, you set the law of return in motion. And it cannot fail. Say this, everything I give returns to me multiplied. Say, I do not release money, I release seed into fertile soil. Say, my circulation is my confirmation of trust. If you have feared giving, it is because you have forgotten your source. If you have delayed obedience, it is because you still believe you are your provider. But the moment you give with rhythm, the law takes over. Your vibration is no longer small, your trust is no longer split, and the return becomes inevitable. So now I give you a challenge, not as a suggestion, but as a covenant. For the next 7 days, you will obey all 7 laws, not randomly, not when it's convenient, but every single day, with intention, with rhythm, with power. Here is your daily structure. Morning command, begin each day with the law of the spoken word. Declare, I speak wealth into form. Midday substitution, Identify any thought of lack and replace it immediately. Declare, "My good cannot be withheld." Evening seal. Expect supply. Speak as though the substance is already in transit. Declare, "Because I aligned today, I must receive tomorrow." And each day, practice return. Give something, a word, a tithe, a blessing, a gift, but always release with declaration. Say, "This returns to me multiplied under grace." You are now a steward of spiritual power. You are not reacting to life, you are commanding it. And these 7 laws are your rhythm, your code, your wealth map. You do not need to chase another strategy. You do not need another financial guru. You need obedience to divine law. 7 days, 7 laws, full obedience. And at the end, you will not recognize your old self. Because the one who walks in law walks in demonstration. And the one who walks in demonstration walks in irresistible prosperity. Now let us lock these laws into your spirit. Let us engrave them into the rhythm of your tongue. These are not mere affirmations, they are decrees. These are not suggestions, they are activations of spiritual law. Speak each one aloud, slowly, clearly, with power. And when you speak, imagine the law bending around your vibration, forming reality in response to your command. Say, "I am one with the law of divine abundance." This is not borrowed. This is not earned. This is your spiritual identity. Say, "My words multiply my wealth." Every sentence is a seed. Every phrase is a planting. Speak, and the harvest must come. Say, "I expect miracles and receive them." Expectation is your agreement. It opens every gate. Say, "I give with joy and receive without resistance." You are not ashamed to circulate. You are not afraid to receive. You are in divine flow. Say, "I speak and substance obeys." You are not hoping, you are commanding. The universe is not deaf, it is obedient to rhythm. And now seal it. Because I obey law, I cannot be denied prosperity. This is the final line. This is the door slammed shut on every false belief. This is your spiritual contract with abundance. Let this sequence be your armor. Let it be your daily drill. Let it become more natural than doubt, more familiar than fear, more real than appearance. You are not affirming because you need wealth. You are affirming because you are wealth, and law must now reflect that truth. If this word entered your spirit like thunder, if it shattered the spell of survival, if it awakened your true name as a child of divine law, then I ask you, do not walk away unchanged. These 7 laws are not meant to be remembered. They are meant to be obeyed. And if you feel the truth burning inside you now, make your covenant public. Go to the comments and write, "I walk in all 7 laws," or choose the one that pierced you deepest and write it as your decree. Speak your rhythm into the world. Let the universe record your alignment. And if this space feels like your sanctuary, subscribe, not as a follower, but as a builder. Let each video be your daily correction, your daily reprogramming, your daily remembering. You don't need another secret. You don't need more proof. You need rhythm. You need obedience. You need spiritual repetition until law becomes nature. Come back tomorrow, re-listen, realign, re-speak. Because wealth is not found in effort, it is found in rhythm. And when you return to the rhythm of law, nothing can be denied you. The 99% ignore these laws, but you are the exception that demonstrates them. And so it is.